The Shepnaz podcast begins now.
Welcome to the Shepnaz podcast. I'm Joe and I'm your host today. And today is Christmas Day. So Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
And not only is it Christmas Day, but it is your birthday.
It is, yeah.
So happy birthday.
Yeah, thank you. It's funny, when I was born in 1966, it was a Sunday also. My dad was in Vietnam serving, and my mom lived with my grandfather, who was a preacher. And I was born at like 7 a.m, so he had to take my mom to the hospital, do all that stuff, and then run back to church for Christmas Sunday and preach and all that. So it's interesting.
That sounds like something that would happen in my family. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yep.
Well, we're glad you're here for this birthday.
Thanks.
Probably this birthday, you're appreciating it more than ever.
Yep.
Because
so glad to
of
be here.
Things that happened this past year.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that's pretty cool, actually.
Yep.
Well, so this is the last day of our Advent devotionals because by definition, Advent means the arrival, and today's the day.
It's
so
here, yeah.
that will conclude the Advent devotionals.
Yep.
But all month long, we've been using the season of Advent. It's a multicultural daily reading from the South Central Ohio District Church of the Nazarene. And today, we're finding our reading in John 1, verses 1 through 14. One of my favorite passages, actually. And a lot of good stuff in there, but we're going to just look specifically at verses 4 and 5 right now. In him was life, and that life was the light of all mankind. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. When I was a child, Advent reminded me of several things. For example, my mother and father would make an effort to buy us new clothes and prepare dinner, which included delicious chicken and bread with sauce. Another thing that was a must at that time of year was fireworks and their lights. I remember those lights illuminating the dark sky, where darkness had no place, and the lights brought much joy. Those lights that dispelled the darkness were capable of illuminating the sky. And now remembering that, I can see how they were an illustration of a greater light that has illuminated my life. The light of Christ that has brought joy, happiness, and dispelled the darkness in my life. This light that shines in the darkness, and the darkness cannot extinguish or dim it, must be shared with others who are in the darkness. That light reaches me, and now it is my turn to share it with the world. That light of comfort, salvation, and help for those who are helpless. Let us be that torch lit with the love of God. Let us share this beautiful gospel of light. For as John 1:12 says, "But to all who receive him, he gave them the right to become the children of God." So let us help others receive this light. May God put the desire and longing in our hearts to share the light of Jesus with those who are in the darkness and may not yet realize it. Let us think of those who shared the light of the gospel with us, give thanks for their lives, and share that light as well. All right.
Yeah, it's good. This was written by Carolina Fuentes. It sounds like maybe she grew up in a different part of the world and experienced Christmas with the fireworks being a big part of that and everything. Yeah. But it is so appropriate because of her, the verse talking about Jesus being the light of all mankind. And one of the things that comes to my mind when I think about this was our Christmas Eve service during COVID, when we had COVID.
Oh, yeah.
We did it online. It was 100% online, didn't have people in the building. But one of the the highlights of the Christmas Eve service is the lighting of the candles, where we have the Christ, the Advent candles and the Christ candle. And then off of the Christ candle, we light candles, and then everybody lights it, and the room is dark and it totally lights up. Well, we wanted to try to emulate that a little bit. And so we literally set these boards up on top of the back of the chairs, and we put candles on every chair, and then we had a drone in the building, and we're flying it around. And I remember thinking how awesome it was. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
But then it just struck me that, like, it chokes me up even now, that there was no one there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, geez, I didn't know that was going to happen.
It's all right.
So I remember just sitting in the back of the sanctuary, seeing all these lights and how beautiful it was. But it wasn't, it was cool at first. And then it was like, oh, it just struck me that there's nobody here, that the lights weren't being held by people, and that the power of the light is that it's being held by people, and they're taking it into their world where they live and what they do, and lighting up the darkness wherever they go. And so the light gets dispelled, right? And it was a weird. I mean, everything about COVID was weird,
Yeah.
but it was just weird to be in the building to film this Christmas Eve service, and then to do that, and then for all of a sudden to just be reminded that the power of the light is in the person that holds it, and that they have the ability to take it wherever they go, to their families, to their neighborhood, to their workplace, to their school, to where they do business, all those kind of things. And like when I was reading about her, like the fireworks lighting up the night sky and how it just dispels the darkness, it was like we as the people of God need to take this light, and we need to take it to the places where we live, because there are dark places where we live, people who are living in darkness at least. And it was just one of those things to me, is like, oh man, it just struck me. And and just one last thought, because I'll forget if I don't say it now. We just recently had a prayer time with some people here at the church, and I love to hear people who have recently met Jesus pray, because they didn't know Jesus, they met him, and they're like, oh, this changes everything.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, the people that they know who don't know Jesus are like, I got to tell them. I got to let my dad know, or my mom know, or my cousin, or my uncle, or the guy that I work with, or whatever. And their prayers are for people who don't have what they just found.
Yeah.
And it's like all of a sudden, when you've been in the darkness for a long time and the light comes, you're like, this is way better. This is way better.
Right.
And I know people who are still in the dark, and I've got to tell them. And I think that's just what this is about. It's what Christmas is about. Jesus has come. He's brought light to the world, to our lives, and we can't keep that to ourselves. We have to tell other people, and we have to take the light and not just shine it in the sanctuary when there's nobody there. We have to take it to the world that we live in and shine it so that people can see it and experience the light for themselves. And I think that's what the Christmas story really is all about.
Yeah, I was thinking back to it, really, over the years, those memories of candlelight services.
Yeah.
That one probably is right up there.
Yeah.
Because it also speaks to the idea of shining the light even when it's hard.
Yeah.
Because as we were setting all that up, and by the way, I'll put a link in the comments to that service.
Oh, yeah, that'd be good.
And so if you guys want to watch that, we'll make sure that you can see the service that he's been referring to. But at that time, it was just a testimony.
Yeah.
And I mean, I start to get emotional talking about it too. I know it's because for both of us during that time, and for probably most people watching, there's a lot of emotion tied to that time period.
Yeah.
Because life was so drastically different with no warning. It changed how we did weddings and funerals and the daily life and celebrations that we would normally have. But it was a testimony to, like, no matter what, we're going to make sure this light is lit, and we're going to make sure that the light shines. And, most recently, I was scrolling through some things, and I heard somebody sharing about the light, and this is kind of a side subject, but it was kind of interesting to me. It was talking about, evil in the world, and did God create evil? And they started using this analogy of light, and they're like, no, what evil is the darkness. It's the absence of light.
Yeah.
So when we talk about evil in the world, it's not God creating that evil. It's His absence. Yeah. That's what it is by default in His absence.
That's really good.
And so in the same way, darkness would be the default if there's not the presence of light.
Yeah.
But anytime there is the presence of light, it overtakes the darkness. In this room, when I flip on the light switch, there's never a time when there's a struggle between the darkness and the light to see which one's going to win. Yeah. As soon as I turn the switch on, it's no longer dark.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that speaks to the power of God, that as soon as that light is lit, the darkness has no way to fight against.
There's no choice.
That.
Yeah. Well, and I love the end of the verse. It says, the darkness has not overcome. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. The darkness can't overcome it. It never has, and it never will. And there's so much power in the light to bring life and healing and peace and hope and everything that we need and everything that Christmas is about.
Well, I'm looking through a couple of the reflection questions, and the last question kind of sticks out to me. What might be some ways? We've been telling people as we're talking, like, we got to shine this light, we got to shine this light. How can they do it? What are some practical ways that we can shine the light of Jesus to others?
I wasn't expecting to answer that question, but what came to my mind when you asked that question was something we've been doing and talked about a while back, is blessing people. And the B stands for begin with prayer. And so one of the ways we can share the light with others is pray for those that we know or may think that or feel like they're in the darkness. Not that you're trying to judge people's lives, but you kind of have an idea where people are. And so to pray for people that we love and that we know and that we care about. The other is to listen, to have conversations with them and just listen to where they are. When you listen to them, you're validating their life and the things that are important to them. And you're saying to them, you're important to me because I'm spending my time listening to you. The E, which is a great one around the holiday season,
today.
is
you can implement this today.
To eat with them and just share a meal with them. And when you share a meal with them, it's like a kind of an intimate thing that you're sharing a meal and you're having conversation. The S is to, begin with prayer, serve.
Yes, there we
serve
go.
Them.
Out.
Yep, and then so serving them in some way, and then the last S is to share your story, the difference that God has made in your life, how the light has made a difference in your life. So bless.
And so many times we want to spell that word backwards, but really we need to walk through those steps to be able to share it with them. It's
priming the pump and making the time when you do finally share important and relevant. So
Amen.
meaningful.
Well, great thoughts and definitely some practical advice for us today as we may be encountering some of the people that are on our list today.
If you're gathering with extended family, there's a good chance there's going to be someone who needs some light.
Well, we hope you're having a great Christmas day, and thank you for just taking a little bit of time out of your day to be with the Lord and to share it with us as well. You can check out everything that's going on in the church by going to shepnaz.org. We encourage you to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. For Pastor Ram, I'm Joe. Have a great day.
Merry Christmas.
This podcast is a production of the Shepherd Church of the Nazarene, Gahanna, Ohio. Email to podcast@shepnaz.org and let us know what you think.